Meeting of the Timberville Town Council to order on this 11th day of June, 2026. Mr. Callahan, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, everyone received 2 sets of minutes, one from the regular May meeting and one from the special budget public hearing meeting. I'm assuming everyone read them. If there are no corrections, we will need a motion to approve the minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you, Isaac. Second?
Second.
Thank you, sir. All in favor?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Treasurer's report. Everyone looked at that, I'm sure. Any questions? Am I the only one that has problem opening that up? Can everyone open that but me?
I suppose that's what I got it all from printed.
I can't ever open up the treasurer's report. I'll show you sometime.
They blocked you.
I can open everything.
Just 2 questions.
Yeah. That's true. Yes, okay.
That's what you.
That's, any questions? Okay. Bills for payment. Everyone looked at those, I'm sure. Are there any questions?
There's a new copy, and all the stuff in yellow are the changes and additions to the bill list.
Okay, good. Nobody has a question, then I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you, Kevin. All in favor?
Yes.
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 Okay. Police report.
Two things here. We received grant funding through the BCGS for the amount of $2,883. There is a match for this grant, and the town's portion is $961. This will replace the portable batteries for our radios. Currently, the batteries are starting to wear down. They won't last a 12-hour shift. The funding will also help us purchase an additional AED. Lastly, just mark the calendars for this year's National Night Out. It will be August 4th from 5 to 7. Is that right? At the American Legion Park. We are having a donkey booth, so if anybody wants to volunteer to sit in it, please let me know. Last year we had an officer and I believe the mayor sit in it. So I'll try to get an officer to volunteer, and we'll have somebody else just to kind of give a little break. That's all I have.
Okay, we need to adopt the traffic code. You want to explain that again?
Yes. The simplest version is, by adopting this resolution every year, the town ordinances basically codify the Virginia state traffic control ordinances so that the chief and the officers can charge traffic offenses under town ordinances instead of the state code, which means that the fines will go to the town instead of to the state.
Yes.
Anything you want to add?
No?
Okay. Who would like to make a motion?
I'll make the motion that we adopt the traffic code.
Second.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Go around the table.
Yes.
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 Okay, good, thank you. Public Works.
Let's see. So I think Chris put it in his report, the front parking lot at the town office has been paved, obviously, that's why it's blocked off, so we don't get messed up. I think it's going to be closed tomorrow yet as well. So we've got those 2 projects out of the way, the parking lot and the new roof, the reshingling the roof, so those are done now.
So the parking lot will be closed yet tomorrow?
I think, isn't that what Chris
I
said?
think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Through Friday. Our Ready, Set, Go program application has been submitted. That was the one that I reported on last month that has to do with the sidewalks. So we'll see where that goes from this point. And hopefully be able to start getting that process moving to get the sidewalks built and infill taken care of on those. I'm going to be meeting with the Central Shingle Planning District Commission and their engineering firm on Monday to discuss the flood prevention project, which I've reported on in the past. We held a pre-bid meeting for the Public Works Building Expansion Project, and we had 2 different firms that showed up for that, so I forget what the exact due date is for the proposals, but it'll be coming up more. Let council know as soon as we get those figures in. I met with a new developer on the potential residential project behind the Food Line Shopping Center, and they kind of, I think they just took the plans that D.R. Horton had done up to that point when they backed out, and are going to try to move forward with that. Chris and I met with them about some different items, so hopefully that project will continue to move forward as well. Chris, so out on Sparmine Road, it's an out-of-town property, but it's the litter shed. They needed to put in, they were doing an expansion or doing a new building. It's out of town, but the county required a fire hydrant to be closer than what anything was. So the owners paid to have all of that done, and they went out, Chris went out and witnessed it, and along with the county. We always use third parties to do our fire flow tests. It's just a good practice to do, and we don't have all the equipment to do it properly. So they did the fire flow test, and it was pretty impressive because, as you recall, that was where we had the new water main put out along Sparmine, and they flowed. It flowed at 1,350 gallons per minute at 65 psi. And they tested, they had a gauge on the nearest hydrant downstream, and it retained a static pressure of 100 psi. So that was very impressive and very good to hear that that line has made that much improvement out there, especially for the fire protection. So, and as I put in the memo, I just put briefly here, but the solar farm special use permit was taken up by the county board of supervisors last night, and it was denied unanimously. And that is all I have on that part of the report. We do have the Melinda has the resolution. I sent that resolution out to everybody for the Central Shenandoah Hazard Mitigation Plan. Something we do every 5 years, I believe, is how we do it. And if we have an emergency, we have to have adopted that plan, one of the localities, the regional plan, we have to have adopted it so that we're eligible for FEMA funding in case we would have an emergency. And the town doesn't use FEMA funding very often. I think primarily in the past, it was always used for renovations at the park when floods came through. But there were a few things that FEMA required the plan to include this year that hadn't been included before, but the Planning District Commission took care of that. So I don't know if we need to read the resolution, if everybody has already had a chance to look at it, but we would need, is anybody have questions on any of that? It's a very long document, very thorough document, and they definitely put lots of time into the development of that and updating of that.
Is that all?
If there aren't any questions, we'll need a motion to adopt the resolution.
I make a motion, we adopt the resolution.
Thank you. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you all.
Is that all you have then?
That is all that I have on Public Works.
Okay, business and industry, Quentin, NAC.
I'll let Quentin take this since he's the.
You want to talk about food truck?
Let's do, what was the other one we had?
Were you going to talk about the light auction?
Oh, I can mention that.
Yeah.
I can mention that.
Food trucks first. So As you all know, I also represent the town of Elton. We did a ton of work putting together a food truck ordinance. AC got a copy and said, hey, since you spent so much time working on it, how about we do this in Timberville? And I said, okay, fine. So I went to a planning commission meeting and we discussed it, and they've asked me to modify a few little things and then send it to them via email just to approve that I've made the changes that they were requesting, and then forward it on to you all for consideration at the July meeting. I think it's the plan.
Yeah.
So, I haven't gotten that out yet, but it's on my list for tomorrow, and I'll get that to AC, and then he can share it. Once planning commission approves it, then he can send it out to council.
And basically, what we've done up to this point is we've always treated food trucks like brick and mortar establishments. But when I saw that, it sparked some things that I had not really thought about before, and I don't know if the planning commission really thought about some of those details before, so we felt that it was a good idea to kind of proceed with that and
Generally speaking, the main thing is that you've got to get a permit in order to have the food truck. You've still got to do the license and everything. You can't have it on town property or in a public right of way. It's got to be on private property. It can't be in residential districts. It's got to be in an industrial or a business district. If there's going to be a festival, you can get like a one-day permit, or you can get a waiver if you're going to do some type of a big, town event or whatever. Then it can be on town property with permission. There's just, it's a pretty involved ordinance.
Yeah. So we appreciate Clinton's work on that.
Yeah.
On open
But
stuff.
we do. We do need it.
And then the only other thing I would do, the auction after years.
Yeah, so
Decades.
whatever it refers to as the Living Waters property, it's actually owned by Daylight or Delight, or however it's pronounced. But that, Isaac was at the courthouse and to witness that. And that sold for $640,000 is the bid pending court approval.
Yeah, with the court hearing is next week. It's on the 17th. I've already seen and approved the order, so I don't have to go to court next week for that. Grant Penrod at Hoover Penrod does all the tax sales for the county. And then the closing will be roughly 30 days after that. I would say sometime like probably end of July is when I would guess. The buyer was David Rayo. He's the same gentleman that bought the Trimble Heights project in Broadway, which was very similar. It had been 55 and older, and going through the process to remove some of the conditional uses related to that, and keep it on park, but remove it in other parts of the development. So AC and I had a good conversation with him, I thought, afterwards, talking about what the town would like to see in terms of doing another master plan, because that plan, my opinion is that zoning-wise, the lots that have already been committed to the but with a final subdivision plat are probably entitled to be built for a building permit. However, the site plan that deals with erosion and sediment control has expired at the county level. All we do is confirm the zoning. So we'll have to do a new site plan, and when he does a new site plan, I'm sure he'll do one for the entire property, which will trigger, I think, a rezoning for a new R8 master plan. Just because of the way things have changed, so he'll probably want to lay it out slightly differently, would be my guess. So we'll see. That's going to take a lot of time for that development to get going, but at least it's a local builder who's doing it in a neighboring town.
And one of the things that's advantageous about that is there's already a lot of infrastructure in the ground.
Yes.
Will require retesting of some of that, like the water line, the valve's been closed off just because it wasn't in use for the one section, so things like that. But it should help out with the time frame anyway, to be able to start development. It was interesting. It started at $1.5 million is what Grant tried to start the bidding at, and it dropped to 200,000 or something before somebody put the.
He was going down slow, and then somebody threw out 200, and it went up from there.
And then, slowly and in wildly bizarre increments, like, it wasn't going up hundreds of thousands, it was like 5,000, 20,000, 15, whatever, it was pretty wild, so. But yeah, anyway, that's positive on that note. And that's all that I have on business and anything else.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Parks and Rec. Do you have anything on that?
Let's see here. Oh, let me back up the business industry. I did have one thing. I've been receiving quite a few inquiries from different business owners asking about vacant or properties that are available where they would like to locate to Timberville. So it's good that we have that interest being expressed. We just don't have a lot of vacant commercial commercially zoned properties. And so any of them that are out there, I've directed them to the property owners, and they've had some good conversations, but it's, the ones that we have that are vacant in town are kind of unique, and so most, each business has kind of an idea of what they want, and so it's just finding the right one to fit with the right property. Okay, that's all I have on business administration.
Okay, Parks and Rec.
Primary things, I'd like to thank Cargill for a donation in the amount of $1,500 to go towards park upkeep and maintenance.
Oh,
They just
good.
made a donation to the town for that. So that is very generous, and both facilities are good neighbors, even though they're not in town, they're very good neighbors to the town, especially when it comes to the parks and events that we have. They're very supportive, so it's always good to see.
Great.
We had another visit from more state officials for the Rails to Trails project. Last Friday, we had Nikki Rovner, who's the Director of Conservation and Recreation, David Bolova, who's the Secretary of Natural Resources, and Maribel Castaneda, who is the Deputy Secretary of Natural Resources. So it's whatever happens with the corridor, at least we're getting some exposure at the state level. So that can always come in, be advantageous in the future if we need to go west or something. That's the question I always get when I go to conferences. Where's Timberville? So, as long as the state officials know where it is, that helps us out with, for some keep us in mind. And I'll kind of, let's see here. The summer music series is getting ready to kick off again. Tomorrow is the first event, and it will feature Little Walter and the Convictions for the music. And
Wonderful.
And Fat Boys Barbecue will be here selling food. The second event is scheduled for Friday, July 10th, and music will be provided by Bottoms Up, which features a variety of music genres, and the food will be Smoking Q Barbecue. And then the final event will be Friday, August 21st, and music will be provided by the Prime Band, or also known as Prime, which is a 5-piece cover band playing a variety of genres, including pop, country, classic rock, and oldies. And Smoking Q Barbecue will return as the food vendor and be joined this time by the Fry Factory. And I'll kind of insert a personnel item here. All of this is being done and handled by Carrie Grimes. Carrie is our new marketing events coordinator. And so Carrie is through her probationary period. And so now we will officially let it be known who she is. So she's hit the ground running and has done a wonderful job. She's working really well with Cecilia and trying to get up to speed on all of these events. But she's doing all the face side. I think you're primarily handling all the social media posts and everything now. And so everything you see on there is Carrie's handiwork. And so I think she's been doing a great job with keeping the face of Timberville out there and keeping all the businesses known. And so thank you very much for all of that.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you.
Yes.
Yay.
Very glad. Yeah. Under Parks and Rec, the flowers have been planted, so that's all I have for that. Is that it then?
I think so, unless anybody has any questions on anything.
What did you say, July when and August when?
It's July 10th and August 21st.
Okay, thank you. Okay, finance.
I think the only thing we have for finance is the adoption of the budget for fiscal year 2026, 2027. We had all the public hearings, the public hearing for the real estate tax rate due to the reassessment, and then the normal budget public hearing. And those are over the past month. And so unless anybody has any questions on anything or wants to really throw a wrench in things and change something at the last minute, we need a motion to approve or to adopt the budget for the fiscal year 2027.
I will make a motion to adopt the 2027 fiscal year budget.
Second.
Thank you. Go around table.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you all, and thanks to all the staff for everything they put into this too. It seemed like a kind of it was an easy year for the budget. It didn't seem overly painful this year, which was good, because some years, as you all know, it can be quite stressful. So thanks to everybody who was working on that.
Personnel, do you have any
The
personnel?
only thing was to introduce Carrie, so I think as always, staff is doing an incredible job. Everybody's trying to burn up vacation before the end of the fiscal year, so working on skeleton crews, but everything's getting done as best as it can get done. And so.
The only other thing on personnel would be your BZA plan commission.
Oh, yeah, so
If you want to do closed session.
if we want to go into closed session at the end, we can do that to discuss, you are allowed to go into closed session for discussion of prospective candidates for appointment for different boards, so.
Okay. Plains District Memorial Museum. You didn't have a report last month, so we want one this month.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I did.
We have a program at the museum Sunday, don't we?
Do what?
We have a program at the museum Sunday?
Yes, Sunday.
You're gonna tell them about that?
Go ahead. You know about it. I don't know about that.
Well, I don't know much about
Carrying
it.
is,
Anyway, I think because, Joey
It's
Dalton
what, dowsing?
doing the thing on dowsing.
Dowsing.
Or water witching, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So that might be kind of interesting. That's at 2 o'clock like it always is.
I mean, to me, it's very interesting because I've seen it done.
Yeah, well, sometimes I go across the road into the cemetery, practice over graves, but don't tell anybody.
Oh, over graves?
Yeah, that's a good way to practice, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
It picks up the voids in the ground, so.
If they want to go demonstrate, I have a wonderful piece of property just up next to the Southern States up there that my son-in-law and daughter have purchased, and we need to find a place for well. So if you talk around and they want to go demonstrate, I'm sure that they'll be open to that.
Well, and you can tell them to contact Joe to
That's
go
right.
do it.
Yep.
Because, what was his name that was president of Farmers Merchants Bank?
What?
The president.
I can't hear anything.
Todd, Mr. Todd. See, he did that for people.
Oh, he did?
And he would do that before people bought property.
No.
Then, okay, no.
Didn't know that. Good
Yes,
district.
he did. I remember that. Go ahead.
The Warriors Nursing Home started in 1956 with 6 patients. By April 1966, they had 22 patients. National Fruit took over the Ziegler Tannery in 1949. The first fire department in Timberville was organized January 29, 1916. February 17, 1911, a debate was held at the Timberville Literary Society meeting. Oliver Cromwell was a greater man than Napoleon Bonaparte. The affirmative side won. Cromwell was greater. February 5th, 1835, William G. Thompson was appointed postmaster of Timberville. May 1946, the site for the Plains District Memorial Park was announced by the Plains District Brewing Club, which sponsored the project. $40,000 was expected to be spent in the development. Of course, it was clear up to 1954 when they finally dedicated and opened the park. Saturday, May 10th, 1924, the picture showing at the Columbia Theater in Timberville was The Forgotten Law. It was noted that it was excellent. September 1909, bacon was 15 cents a pound and apples were 50 cents a bushel around the Timberville area. Is that enough to make you cry? The Timberville Brass Band was organized in 1879. In 1914, there were 14 members in the band. In February of 1934, the Timberville Town Council decided to adopt some form of building permit requirement. And that's all I have.
Thank you so much. Other business, council, do you have anything you want to discuss? Okay, open it up, okay.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
your vote on that first.
So, you want me to do that first? Is there anyone public comment? Okay, so then we can,
Yeah, then you can, I don't know if you have that on your cheat sheet or not.
the closed session? Yeah. Okay, so now we can go into closed session.
Need a motion?
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we go into closed session.
Okay, second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Pursuant to Code of Virginia, section 2.2-3711A1, for the discussion of, discussion and consideration of
Prospective
prospective candidates for appointment to different, to BZA and Planning Commission.
So moved, right?
So moved.
Who's our second?
You've remembered all that.
Oh, I'll second.
So you will refer to that.
It's a thing I have to remember.
Okay, so then,
You got a motion and a second, all in favor?
all in favor?
Yes.
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 Okay.